Hi, fourth grade. Today we're going to learn about recycling and the importance of recycling. So it says, I can explore and define what recycling is. So how does recycling work and why is it important? Let's watch our video to find out why.
Hey everybody! Hey Quinn, guess what? What, Cadence? Do you know what we're going to learn about today? No clue, what? We're going to learn about recycling. Wow, cool. But before we start the video, let me just throw this in. No, wait, Quinn! Don't throw it away. We can use it some other way. Wow, that's cool! It's recycling! Hey, guess what, guys? Recycling is when you turn used waste and materials into new products. This reduces energy and pollution.
There are 7 billion people just like you and me here on Earth. Imagine how much waste 7 billion people can make.
Hey, guess what? The average person throws away 4 pounds of trash every day and makes almost 2 tons of waste a year. That's a lot of garbage.
Now, multiply that by 7 billion and you know why we have environmental problems. But did you know that 75% of our trash can be recycled instead of just being brought to a landfill?
Here's another fact, guys. A landfill is a place where garbage is kept. This garbage is buried underground. Hey, guess what? Landfills have a bad smell, and they look bad. Oh, that's why they're not close to people's houses.
Once the garbage is crushed into very small pieces, it is then buried. But because the garbage is buried, it doesn't receive oxygen, so a dangerous gas called methane is created. This process is called anaerobic digestion, and in some countries, the methane from landfills is used to actually generate energy. This is actually considered recycled energy. Did you know that many different types of materials can be recycled, such as paper? Paper collected for recycling is then turned into pulp. To make pulp, people created a process called slushing. Slushing causes the old paper to turn into pulp, kind of like you see in orange juice. The pulp is then used to make new, reusable, and recycled paper.
Recycled paper can be used in magazines, envelopes, toilet paper, and more. Hey, guess what? Did you know that paper comes from trees? Each ton of recycling paper can save almost 20 trees. 20 trees? We should be recycling more.
Americans use more than 67 million tons of paper per year, or about 580 pounds per person. Think about how many trees can be saved by recycling more of the paper products you use.
Hey, guess what? Each day, American businesses use enough paper to circle the earth 20 times. 20 times!
Another recyclable product is plastic.
Hey, guess what? Did you know that Americans use about 4 million plastic bottles every day? Plastic can be recycled and reused many times.
But the biggest problem with plastic is that it takes many years to decompose. That's why you may have found old plastic bottles on the road, or even if you've ever dug in the ground and found old pieces of plastic in the dirt. If you throw away plastic and don't recycle it, it will stay here on Earth taking up space for years and years and years. Another item that can be recycled is glass. Glass bottles, beer bottles, discarded drinking glasses, and glasses can be recycled too. Glass can be broken down and then melted in a furnace and then set to cool. Glass can be recycled over and over and over again, making it one of the best recyclable items on the planet. Ready for another item that can be recycled? Metal.
Hey, guess what, guys? The most recycled metal item is aluminum cans. You know, like soda cans.
They can be recycled and reused in just about 2 months. If you leave an aluminum can on the ground, it can stay in the same form for more than 500 years. It takes even longer than plastic.
Hey, guess what? Aluminum can be recycled over and over again. There is no limit how many times you can recycle aluminum. So just think about how much you can help the planet by recycling cans instead of throwing them in the trash.
Here's another type of recyclable item called textiles. Textiles are items that aren't suitable to be passed on to somebody else, but can be recycled and made into new items.
Hey, guess what, guys? Did you know that batteries can be recycled?
Batteries are super cool and helpful and power many of the items we use every day, from toys to remotes for our TVs, video game controllers, phones, iPads, and more. But did you know that they contain a bunch of icky chemicals that are bad for us and the planet if they get into the ground or on plants and animals? That's why it's important to recycle batteries. If they're put in a landfill, they might be burned with the other trash, releasing chemicals into the air, or they might be left to decompose, letting chemicals into the soil and ground. Another recyclable item is electronic equipment parts. They can be reused and rebuilt to build other electronic items. Hey, guess what? Did you know that one of the most commonly recycled electronics are old computers? And last but not least, we can also recycle food. Each year, almost 22 million tons of food is wasted, thrown out in the garbage. If we practice composting that amount of food, it would have the same effect to our environment as removing 2 million cars off of the highway. Composting means to recycle food so it can be used for things like fertilizer in the dirt. This is called compost, and it adds rich nutrients to the soil that help more and more plants grow. Have you heard of the 3 R's? Reduce, reuse, and recycle. First, reduce your waste. Make sure to look at what you're throwing away. See if you are throwing out something that might come in handy for somebody else, or could be donated to a charity, or can be recycled from the items we already went over in this video. The second R is reuse. Try to reuse something which you can from the garbage. For example, a couple of sheets of paper which are clean, you can use them for writing some notes, doodling funny pictures, making paper airplanes, writing a shopping list, and more.
Check the iCard right over here to watch a video on how we reused old crayons.
And the last R. Always try to recycle your garbage if you cannot reuse or reduce it. People just like you can help make the environment cleaner by placing recyclable items in the bins marked recyclable or recyclable materials near your home. Usually they're blue.
So today your activity, you're going to do a recycling activity. You'll need your blank paper again, crayons, marker, and a pencil. You're going to do the 4 square recycling. Use the blank paper and divide it into 4 boxes. And each box use both pictures and words to show how we can help take care of our earth with recycling. What are 4 ways we can help save our planet with recycling? Go back to the video if you need. When you're done, don't forget to post a picture on Seesaw.